When an airplane flies through a thunderstorm, it's like driving through a car wash, except with much higher stakes. Because when a plane gets hit by lightning, it's not just the plane that's at risk, it's everyone inside it. But modern aircraft are designed to survive multiple lightning strikes with minimal damage, thanks to some very clever engineering. Let's animate a commercial aircraft flying through a storm. When the plane gets too close to the thunderclouds, it gets struck by lightning. The bolt travels around the fuselage but doesn't actually harm any of the critical systems. That's because the electrical system of the plane is effectively isolated from the airframe. The best way to understand this is to think of the plane as being made out of two separate parts: the airframe, which is everything that holds the plane together and provides the shape that the air flows around, and the systems that actually make the plane fly. The systems include things like the engines, the wings, and the tail, all the stuff that you would have to fix if they broke. These two parts of the plane are electrically isolated from each other so that if lightning strikes one part but not the other, the plane can keep flying. This is why you never see lightning come out of the engines or the wings of a plane. It's also why the parts of a plane that are made out of metal are separated from each other by rubber or other non-conductive materials. And it's not enough to just have these parts of the plane electrically isolated from each other. They also have to be grounded. That means that there has to be a path for electricity to travel from one part of the plane to another so that the charge can evenly distribute itself. Otherwise, you could get a situation where there's a massive buildup of static electricity in one part of the plane, and when it discharges, it could damage the systems that are on the other side. On a typical commercial aircraft, the path of least resistance for the current to flow is through the wings and the fuselage. That's why it looks like the lightning is traveling along the wings and the fuselage in this video. In reality, the lightning is traveling through the skin of the plane and then flowing into the ground through the wings and the tail. It's still really cool to watch. Let's add some dramatic music. Now, as the plane gets closer and closer to the ground, the lightning bolt finally hits the tail and then the right wing. From there, it flows into the ground, completing the circuit. Now, let's take a look at the plane from the inside. As the lightning bolt travels along the fuselage, it doesn't do any damage to the systems on board. That's because the plane's electrical system is effectively isolated from the airframe. In other words, the systems that make the plane fly are kept away from the parts of the plane that conduct electricity. In this way, the plane can keep flying even after being struck by lightning multiple times. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more fun science videos.